Hey guys, it's Lori. So this is, I guess, video 2 in the relationship series. I want to talk about communication. So we talked last time about finding someone and what to do if you're, alone and you want to find someone. So now let's say you did. I'll start out there and then I'll move on to, marriage and committed relationship. But say you just started dating someone. Now I see this all the time with people. We project onto the other person what we would do, therefore they should do. First and foremost, remember, not everybody thinks the same. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. That book had a lot of good wisdom in it. Men and women do think differently, first and foremost, but people in general think differently. So I'm not saying be a doormat and let people walk on you, but I hear so often, well, if he was interested, he would do blah, blah, blah. Or if she were interested, she would do blah, blah, blah. Not necessarily true. You don't know where that person is in their life. You don't know what's going on with them. You don't know if they've just had this crazy, awful day. If grandma just got run over by a reindeer. No, seriously, you don't know what's going on in their life. So cut them some slack, especially in the very beginning. Okay? Be upfront and honest. Don't worry. So many people do this too. So number 2, don't worry about looking like you're desperate or looking like you're chasing, or be yourself. If that were a friend that you're talking to, would you worry? Would you worry about, messaging them? I message my friends all the time. I say what I feel. You know what I mean? I don't worry, oh, is she going to think that I'm calling her too much? Is she going to think that I'm chasing her? If my friend's busy and they don't answer me and I really need an answer, I'll be like, hey, I know you're busy and stuff, but I really need this answer. Can you answer me? Or I'll call instead of message, or, whatever. Why is it when it comes to the dating world, it's like, oh, I don't know. Okay? So stop that. Just stop it. Be yourself. It's not, so many people make it into a game. It's not a game. Just be yourself. What was that? You have to wait so long to, I can't remember, but it used to be a rule. Like, you have to wait so long, 3 days or something before you call. Honestly, you don't. You don't want to be up somebody's butt. Nobody likes a clingy person. But be yourself, That way, if you are a clingy person, be yourself. That person knows, and they can decide right away from jump, do I not want to be with a clingy person? Do I want to, you're too much for me. You're overwhelming. I'm going to let it go. Or, hey, I love this. You know what I'm saying? So be honest, be upfront. Don't play any games. It really, especially if you're of the older, generation. Like, if you're around my age or older, we don't have time for this, okay? Younger people, you don't need to play games either. Younger people are more in the, they're more looking for somebody to have a lifelong commitment with, somebody to possibly have children with, that sort of thing. People of my age, we're done having kids. We're looking for possibly a life partner, but not the children and that sort of thing. And that's another thing. Be clear on what do you want. I know I covered that in the last video, but if you're clear with what you want, you're not just going to fall for anything. You know what I mean? A pretty face doesn't always mean a pretty heart. First impressions, we're always on our best behavior, but you know what I mean? If you drop the games right away, that's good. So don't project your own stuff onto another person. Don't play games. Just be who you are. And communicate. Realizing that everybody has a different style of communication. So one thing that's really good is to pay attention, to be aware, non-judgmentally, not like the focus. Don't make the focus all about, well, he hates me, she hates me, blah blah blah. You know what? Pay attention. How does this person communicate? What are they showing me? Is it a person I really like? Don't let your ego rule, okay? Because if your ego rules, you might be pursuing somebody and pursuing somebody just because they're not calling you back and it turns out you don't even like this person, all right? Communication is key. All right, that's kind of in the dating world. Now, let's say you've gone beyond that and now you're in, a marriage relationship or a committed relationship. Guess what? Communication's still key. I hear from married people all the time that even knowing this person, even being with this person for 20 plus years, communication's still off and they're still wondering why. Same applies. Honesty, communication, open communication, and pay attention. Realize how, now 20 plus years, you should realize how this person communicates, but you'd be amazed at how many people don't. Don't be self-centered. Now, again, don't be a doormat. Like, if somebody is making your life a living hell, that's not the person for you. But don't be a doormat, but also don't be all about you. Don't be self-centered, Pay attention. How does this person communicate? Some people don't like to talk about what's going on with them. And I hear a lot of times, well, if he cared about me, he'd tell me what's going on with him. Or if she cared about me, she'd tell me what's going on. Not necessarily. If that person is someone who doesn't care to talk about what's going on with them, they may not necessarily bring it to the surface. You may have to kind of pull it a little bit, but pull it with compassion, Don't make everything all about you. It's not about you. Honesty, communication, and compassion. I think those, gratitude. Another thing, think about this. Like, when somebody says they're sorry to you, or when you hurt somebody's, say you hurt somebody's feelings, or there's a miscommunication, and they apologize, or you need to apologize. How about throwing some gratitude in there? How about saying, I'm really, say I was grumpy yesterday, okay? And my husband took the fall for it, or my kids took the fall for it, or my friend took the fall for it. And I called him up the next day, and I don't just say, hey, I'm sorry for being a grump. How about saying, I'm really grateful that you took my BS yesterday. I am sorry for that, but I'm grateful to you. Look at that. Look and go, wow, that person actually put up with my BS. Are you grateful for that? Each day, we need to wake up. Just because you marry somebody and you're head over heels in love with them doesn't mean you're going to like them every day. Doesn't mean you're not going to get upset with them. One thing, it's biblical. It says, don't let the sun go down on your anger because it gives the devil a foothold. Absolutely true. Don't go to bed angry, okay? Resolve whatever you can. If you can't resolve it, resolve within yourself to forgive and deal with it at another time. Don't go to bed angry. Communicate, 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 and be grateful. Choose to love this person that you've chosen to marry or spend your life with. Even though you're mad at them, choose to love them. Choose to see the good in them. True love wants the other person's happiness. True love wants the other person's success. True love wants to grow as a couple. True love isn't selfish and stingy. True love isn't always about what about me, what about me, what about me. Just some things to think about right now. And you might think, well, this is just basic stuff. And it is. It's truly just basic stuff. But I hear from a lot of people every day. And these are the things that I hear over and over again. So, honestly, communication is key. A lot of us do not know how to communicate. So, if you want, I do work with people one-on-one and help them open up their communication skills and recognize how others communicate. If you want to set something up, I'm available. Please, I'll put the way to contact me in the description. And good luck in your relationships. We all want love. But we want true love, right? We don't want something that's going to make our life harder. And we don't want to make somebody else's life harder. True love actually builds you up. It doesn't break you down. And that doesn't mean you'll never have a bad day or a fight or whatever. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Happy communicating.